Want to stay up to date with what's happening in St. Kitts and Nevis? How about a place where you can get all important links for the government ministries? What about facts on St. Kitts and Nevis? Search no more. sknis.info is a one-stop shop to find exactly what you're looking for and more. Our website also connects you to our social sites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, and SoundCloud. Go ahead, visit www.sknis.info and start exploring.
Welcome to this edition of Out and About. This evening, we feature Prime Minister Douglas at Sun Island Clothing, a local manufacturing company at the C.A. Paul Southwell industrial site, where he had the opportunity to meet and dialogue with the workers and management. This was the Prime Minister's second visit to the industrial site in recent weeks. On his first visit, he met with workers at Cajola Cristada and Jaro. Sun Island Clothing, like the other factories at the C.A. Paul Southwell industrial site, plays a vital role in the diversification of the economy of St. Kitts and Nevis. Sun Island Clothes is among the companies who provide viable employment for our citizens. Mr. Mahesh Narayani, the general manager of Sun Island Clothing, welcomed Prime Minister Douglas, who was accompanied by His Excellency Ambassador Delano Bat, to the facility. After a meaningful meeting with the PM to share his company's successes, challenges, and plans for future growth, Mr. Narayani led a tour to showcase the products and production techniques. Prime Minister Douglas took time to dialogue with the workers and conveyed his appreciation of their work in this segment of the economy.
I want to thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to visit you in your place of work. And we've chosen to come here because this is one of the few factories that has been manufacturing a number of different products for local consumption and foreign export. You would have heard over the last few months that we speak very glowingly of what we are doing as a country compared to other countries. You would have heard us say time and time again that although we have moved the economy away from sugar since 2005 to tourism, there are other important industries that keep the economy going and which to a large extent make it possible for us as a nation to survive and to live beyond survival. And one of the areas, apart from tourism and information technology and financial services, that we are able to impact on the rest of the world is manufacturing. There was a time that the only thing that we produced in St. Kitts and sold abroad was sugar. Today, that has changed dramatically. There is no sugar, but we continue to be the country in the Eastern Caribbean that exports the most to America. In fact, when you look at what we export to America, it is more than what all of the other islands in the Eastern Caribbean put together export to America. It means then that the manufacturing sector, the factories that we have here, with you working in these factories, are making a very, very important contribution to the economy and the economic life of St. Kitts and Nevis. I did not want anyone else to come and say it for me. I wanted to come myself this morning to thank you for what you are doing in putting St. Kitts and Nevis on the map around the world. You deserve an applause. And that's why I am here myself today, to tell you thanks.
Prime Minister Douglas went on to say that the visit expressed more than just gratitude.
Of course, I am sure that you would know it is not enough for me to come and speak to you and say thanks. I always want to hear from you and to know, well, Mr. Prime Minister, if you are thanking us, well, we have some concerns that we want you to address. And so I want to give you this opportunity this morning for us to have an exchange, a conversation as to what I can do, what the government can do to help improve your own situation, not only here in this factory, but in your communities where you live and in the country on a whole.
Prime Minister Douglas then reaffirmed that the government is committed to many services and initiatives it has implemented over the years.
I want you to know that we care about you. That is why we are pursuing a number of programs that we believe will make life better for you in our country. To make sure that your children are being educated at the best level, housing available, land is being distributed. We're making sure that the health care that you are receiving continues to be improved in situations where we did not have certain services in the past. We now have a number of services.
The Prime Minister gave remarks, then took questions from the workers and answered their concerns.
If it is the uniform for children, it might be easy to do, but how do we implement and control uniforms used and sold for other purposes and for other establishments? So that is, I think, the difficulty of control is what might be troubling us. But I'm going to take it back to the authorities, yes, the technical people, and ask them to look at this matter again.
Many workers shared their feelings.
It's a very good gesture and a very kind gesture because I have 30 years already, so I could claim gratuity at any time, and I appreciated it, and it benefit all the workers on the industrial site. So we appreciate it very much.
I feel great to have the opportunity to dialogue with the Prime Minister and to tell him exactly what we in the industrial estate are going through and in ways that he can help us. I feel real great because after 23 years now I could go claim and probably start a business of my own. I think it's a great opportunity for all who have covered 10 years and onwards that the government provides something that is beneficial to all of us.
Prime Minister Douglas had reassuring words for the workers.
I want to express how pleased I am that this factory has survived over the last near 40 years. There have been so many factories in the manufacturing sector that have come and disappeared. And so I want to commend really the proprietors here, and in fact the staff, for making this enterprise a profitable enterprise, because if it wasn't profitable, I don't think it would have survived. I want to also comment on the variety of enterprises that are being pursued here. Started out in the manufacturing of clothing, and then it went into plastics, and then it went into pillows. And he's now getting ready, he told me, to bottle cooking oil. You know, these are some of the very simple enterprises, but which to a large extent have generated employment opportunities for our people and have contributed significantly in the assessment that has been given to us that we are the largest manufacturing enterprise in the Eastern Caribbean with regard to our trade with the United States of America. And so I believe my visit then has done one thing. It has given reassurance to the staff and the management and the workers that the manufacturing sector is a critical sector in the continued diversification of the national economy. Because today we hear about services. We hear a lot about hospitality and tourism services as the driver of the economy. We've seen the contribution from, for example, the offshore education services with the medical schools. We've seen information communication technology services. We've seen the financial services. But what about manufacturing? And so I want to emphasize that the manufacturing sector, which employs, I'm sure, well over 1,000, 2,000 people, if not more, that it is here to stay. What we now need, however, is for diversification of that sector. Apart from the electronic assembling, we have now seen garments, we're now going into bottling. And one of the things I was just discussing with him is importation of bleach. Why can't we begin to manufacture bleach here? When you look at the importation cost, transportation for bleach. Bleach is water and one of those chemicals, can't remember now, but that's what it is. It can be easily manufactured here. And I believe that we have to begin to think in a way that will bring new enterprises, new thinking, new products, especially those which are used commonly by our people, so that we can improve not only on retaining our foreign exchange here, but we can also earn by exporting as well.
School uniforms were a subject the Prime Minister promised to look into.
The point has been made by one of the young ladies here that this might be the only manufacturing plant where the manufactured products do not have some form of exemption. And the point was that where the school uniforms in particular should be zero VAT. The time is now when we are reviewing. We said when it was introduced that it was going to be reviewed from time to time.
Join us next time when we showcase the Prime Minister's next Out and About. I am Sharima Matthew of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service. Thank you for viewing.
Want to stay up to date with what's happening in St. Kitts and Nevis? How about a place where you can get all important links for the government ministries? What about facts on St. Kitts and Nevis? Search no more. sknis.info is a one-stop shop to find exactly what you're looking for and more. Our website also connects you to our social sites like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, and SoundCloud. Go ahead, visit www.sknis.info and start exploring.